Afternoon, everybody. We're watching the remnant low now, what it was Tropical Depression Chantal. The last advisory issued at 11 a.m. this morning. We still have the circulation there, but actually two low circulations. Mid-level circulation there, low-level circulation looks to be right there. The only area seeing significant rainfall in our region is the Sandhills. It's a very small area, but boy, it is coming down in some of these locations. Let's zoom in on this area. It's right around Southern Pines area, Pinehurst over there, just east of Rockingham. Rockingham seeing some pretty good rain as well. A couple warnings to pass along to you. We do have a flash flood warning for Hoke and Scotland counties, but also a new tornado warning issued for Moore County. This includes the Southern Pines area, moving into central North Carolina. A weak circulation there. We've seen a couple of these kind of transient rotational couplets in the center of circulation. I'll show you what it looks like. Right there, a little bit of a couplet there. So there's a little bit of rotation just south of Whispering Pines, east of Southern Pines. This is moving north towards Carthage. So there could be a brief tornado in there. You're not going to see it. That's going to be a rain wrap tornado if it's in there at all. These tropical type setups, you tend to see these quick little spin ups. So we're looking in that vicinity right there. You see the flash flood warning further to the south. That flash flood warning is where we saw anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain in parts of Scotland and Hoke counties. Now, as we widen this out, you can see the rainfall, that little spoke right there. I'm actually going to update this because I think that is not a updated rainfall amount. So we'll remove that and kind of replot that. So just to give you some ideas, so over 5 inches of rain in this area. Now, that's a lot of rainfall, but this is pretty sandy soil over here. That soaks in. It doesn't run off as quickly as in an urban setting or we have hard packed ground or topography. So we can handle some of this moisture, but if it continues in the same spots, that's where you run into issues. And this is going to track north. So eastern part of Richmond County have seen the most rain in our area. And just to give you an idea on how much rain we've seen, we'll show you the official observing spots. So these are the airports and what we call the ASOS locations in our area. You see Southern Pines hasn't recorded any, but there's definitely been rain there. So it looks like an air. Fayetteville, 1.9. Rockingham, currently just over 0.6. Wadesboro, about 0.3. Albemarle, about 1/10. And then you go west and absolutely nothing. We haven't even seen a drop of rain. There were a few reports of sprinkles around Union County, but not enough to measure so far, basically just a trace. Now, it's been breezy out there. That's kind of indirectly associated with Chantal. You could see the winds out of the northwest, or northeast, excuse me, and up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. It's been a nice cooling breeze and it's kept temperatures down. In fact, we're likely going to break our 90-degree streak today, 17 days in a row, one of the longest streaks we've seen. In fact, the 16th longest streak of 90-degree heat since 1878 in Charlotte. So we're likely going to break that today. But here's the thing, we likely will start to clear out this afternoon and see full sunshine in all locations. So it will get warmer out there. Let's go down to Myrtle Beach, though. We'll show you the camera down there first. Down in Myrtle Beach, things are starting to improve dramatically. Look at the surf, and two things you notice. A lot of people on the beach, but not in the water. You know why? Right there, you see that double red flag? That's for dangerous conditions in the water. Very dangerous rip currents and surf. So all swimmers are being advised to stay out of the water. You might see them put their feet in there, but the lifeguards are doing a good job keeping people out of the water. The weather has improved rather dramatically down there. Let's go over to Dallas camera, our Mr. Sparky camera network over in Gaston County. We're kind of on the drier side of this. You see the breaks in the clouds. We're seeing a lot more of that in the western 2/3 of our viewing area with mostly sunny skies and just some fair weather clouds. But where it is raining, we can show you Lylesville, which is in eastern parts of Stanley County, or Anson County, excuse me, going into Richmond County. So you can see the rain out there, and occasionally you'll see the what we call tree mist, these low clouds coming off the trees, moving from east to west. That's the wind flow blowing in. So in Anson County, we are seeing some of the heaviest rain in the eastern part of the county into Richmond County, where the bulk of that moisture is moving in. So let's look at futurecast. We'll show you where this is going to head this afternoon. If you're in the Charlotte area west, go ahead, have your cookouts, go to the pool, the lake. You have no issues at all. Just be ready for some breezy conditions. We'll kind of go into the future here and show you that little ball of heavy rain right there in Southern Pines moves to the north. So it's going to move somewhere between Greensboro and Raleigh, it looks like. To me, this looks to be right around the Burlington area, so just east of downtown Greensboro, moving into central North Carolina. Things dry out here, so even by evening, so the areas where it's pouring now, by 5, 6 o'clock, it should be completely dry with the sun coming out. That's why it should end up being a pretty good day for most areas, even in areas where it's raining right now, because of how quickly this is weakening, but also how quickly it's moving off to the north and east. And you can see by tonight, it's going to be up there in Virginia. So how much more rain? This is additional rainfall on top of what's already fallen. You can see that little pocket right around Rockingham to Southern Pines, and then, somewhere just east of Greensboro. Greensboro is right on the edge, Asheboro as well. This pocket right here, basically between Greensboro and Raleigh, could end up with the heaviest rain. Very narrow corridor. You go to the west, nothing. Go to the east, very little. So this is the kind of setup this is. This is not a large system. It's very lopsided in all, pretty small system overall as it moves to the northeast. And what about the winds? So we'll look at some futurecast winds here. The winds have been pretty light in our area. The highest gust I've seen is down towards Myrtle Beach, just over 50 miles per hour. Offshore winds, though, are pretty strong. Some of these cells out here in the coastal waters will be more problematic, but right around the circulation, you can see about like 20, 30, 35 miles an hour max, unless we get a thunderstorm that develops that mixes some of that stronger air down to the surface. But you see the winds really calming tonight, down tonight into tomorrow. So let's look at the forecast for today, hour by hour. We're looking at really good conditions as we go into the overnight hours. Those temperatures, again, only probably the low to mid 80s this afternoon with the cloud cover continuing out there. But again, we're keeping a close eye on the severe weather to our east. There is one tornado warning and a flash flood warning for central North Carolina. We'll highlight those areas. This is just east of Rockingham. So this is the area of the greatest concern. So if you have friends or family in that area, that's the biggest concern. The coast is actually seeing improving weather. Areas to the west seeing great weather. Narrow corridor essentially through the middle of the state. We'll have another update coming up in about an hour, and stay tuned for any more warnings or watches. We'll let you know about those and pass those along right here on WCNC Plus.